Oh. Hello, everyone. I'm Allison, and welcome to My Weekly Meltdowns coverage of Big Brother 21. Tonight was the first eviction, or was it? They threw a curveball at us tonight. Tonight I'm flying without Deb and Tyler. They have lives, so I've got tonight. We've kind of got a sequester little reunion thing going on, kind of in honor of Ovi, who gave Audrey and Sequester a shout out. If you notice, I've got my T-shirt, Allison of all people, hashtag Sequester in the background. We've got Andrew Gibson and Bill Methling. Welcome.
Excited to be here.
Oh my God.
Thank you. You know Tyler and Deb are like out there conspiring against us, those bitches.
I think they're those bitches are conspiring. I can feel it. Like I know they are right now. Don't even get me started. I know there's DMs going on about me behind my back. I ain't stupid. Come on.
Some things never change.
That's
right.
It's
good to see you, Allison, again. And before we even jump into it, I want to say one thing to Mr. Tyler Lyons that he said in the last I have to clear something up here. He was giving all of this credit to Hayden Moss for creating the brigade, and I mean that just cut deep because we all know that Matt Hoffman created the brigade, was the mastermind of the brigade, and just happened to be the first one sent out. So just to clear the land here, it was Matt Hoffman.
Uh-oh. Well, you know what? I'm going to tell you something. I'm not convinced that his ass even watches the episodes that he's not on. Okay? Well, we all know better.
We can him. At me, Tyler Lyons.
That's right. At Bill. Do it. I want to see some Twitter tea all over the place. Let's cause some controversy. I don't even know where to begin. I've got my notes.
Mine too.
We start out the episode. Christy's telling both the nominees their pawns. Gee, what an original idea. I'm just going to tell you both you're safe. Like that's not going to come back and swirl up and bite you on the boo, honey, coming up soon. I was kind of surprised to see Jack hug a crying Ovi. I thought that was kind of weird.
That was just cringe-worthy. Like when it happened, I watched it live, and this guy, you just know that he was so against Ovi, wants him out, and just another thing that Jack does that makes America lose their mind.
Well, but to be fair, in how the edit happened, Jack is blindsided too because Jack is expecting Kimmy to grow up, and so how they set that up in that square. So I think Jack doing that, as much as I hate Jack, was not bad because it then can shift the blame onto Christy. And hey, I still thought we were in this title land.
It's like it was supposed to be Kemi, damn it.
Yeah, but they said they were going to respect Christy's decision. We'll see how that goes because now we have Jack as HOH, and let's just make it a free for all and at Tyler during this whole episode. Little booger snot ain't even here. He sat there and told me, "Oh, I don't think we're going to be putting up with Jack Hole for that much longer. The bitch won, HOH. Yes, we're going to be putting up with him."
Oh, tonight was the highest of highs and the lowest of fucking lows.
Yes.
CBS redeemed itself, and now they're in the back just shaking their heads. Whoever thought Jack would win this?
I really thought Jessica was going to do it. I mean, literally, I was about to hit my Nutella with a couple of spoonfuls. I was so stressed out, hoping that she would win. I'm like, I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know how they keep up with all those freaking fireworks going off. I can't even think straight.
Well, when you had the four of Jack Jackson, Jessica, Nicole, I'm like, this is the showdown. Like, this is 50-50.
Yes, very much so. So I don't know. And Julie Chen Moonves even asked Ovi, so are you bitter now that you're in camp comeback with David, which we'll get to in a minute? Are you bitter towards anyone? And he's being classy. He's keeping it clean. He's like, I respect it. It's fine. I would feel that way if it was like a 7-5 vote. It was 12-0. I'm bitter.
And talking about the Ovi eviction, and I feel like we'll get into this a little more, but yes, I liked Ovi. I don't think he was the best game player that he played himself up to be. I think he made some critical mistakes this week. I'm more sad that the Nightmare Power left the game than I am that Ovi left the game. I thought that Power was great.
But did it?
He cannot participate in ceremonies.
I don't know. There's a loophole. There's a clear loophole here where if CBS wants to give Ovi the ability to play this power and screw up Jack's nominations, which is exactly the one thing that Jack didn't want, watch it happen. Come on, internet, let's make it happen.
But
I don't disagree that would be awesome. Right. I just don't see how the setup of the power and the setup of the twist tonight can make that exist.
I thought that it was only for the first 4 nominations or whatever after that. 6. Okay, so by the time we get, I don't know. That's great.
By the time he gets back, there might be like 1 week left where he could use it.
I mean, because if you really think about it, we only have 2 weeks. There's only going to be 2 more people added to this pot of Can't Come Back. I mean, next week and then the week after. So that's just 2 weeks of this drama.
Unless they do it again. Unless they repeat it.
There might actually be more time because if David's week doesn't count as a week, then there might be 2 or maybe even 3 weeks where he could use it. If he comes back.
Small room for 5 people.
Oh my God. Do you think David's at a little bit of a disadvantage because he's been sequestered for God knows how long, longer than a week, I'm sure. And he's going to be getting all the information from Avi. So I don't know. Are they allowed to leave the room? They're allowed to leave the room, right?
I think they'll be living just in the house. That's just where they have to sleep, I imagine.
Jeez.
I from what it looks like to me, Can't Come Back has replaced Have-Nots.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I was thinking about that this morning when I was getting dressed. Just it popped in my head. What happened to Have-Nots?
Well, the only 2 people that benefit from that are Jack and Jackson, these guys that need this fuel, that need this food. So it only helps them that there's no Have-Nots if that's the case.
Well, let me run something by you two real quick. Do you think it would be beneficial for Jack and everyone in Grateful to put 2 of the strongest members of their alliance in Camp Comeback? So to guarantee to beat, or at least one person in there. Now that I'm saying this out loud, it sounds stupid. But just hear me. You know what I'm saying? Do you get what I'm saying a little bit?
It's like Ozzy on Survivor. He's like, send me to Redemption Island, send me to Comeback, whatever that was called. And he had, he made it happen. But I could see someone being cocky enough on this season to be like, let's send 3 weaker players. I could beat David. I could beat Ovi. I could beat whoever they send maybe this potentially next week from Jack's HOH. And then one guy will be like, I could beat all 3 of them. Like maybe the big head will come out. That's what we want.
But the thing is, I hate this kind of twist because it discourages gameplay. It discourages going after Jack. It discourages going after Jackson because if it's a physical competition, they have a likelier chance of coming back. So why would we go after them? It makes more sense to go after the weaker links, the non-competitors. And so that's what I like the twist and the drama it brings, but I don't like the strategy that it brings because I think it kills the let's go after these bigger target.
Yeah, because I can see them putting 2 of the weakest people that they can possibly come up with in there with Ovi and David.
Well, that's the plan anyway. Yeah. The plan is Kemi. The plan is Jessica. The plan is potentially maybe even Cliff. That's what the plan is anyway.
I, though, do not think it will be a physical comeback comp.
So?
Do you think it's going to be one of those things like Caitlyn had to do last year where she had to put a puzzle together of herself? Like, are we going to go that route again?
The iconic
Julie
moment.
Said it is important that you be social.
Oh, maybe they're getting voted back by the House.
That's what I think. I think it's going to be a vote.
It could be a vote, or it could be on day so-and-so this happened, or who won what. It could be something along those lines. I don't know.
Well, I think the purpose of them living with that group, continuing to live in that same space, makes up. And then Julie saying, play your social game, really does suggest what Andrew is going at, where it could be a vote back in, and you just have to make sure your social graces are in line.
Right.
A vote, or even maybe like a sequester genius type comp where you have to rely on other people to succeed in the comp. the one that they've used where people have the rock paper scissors comp, those kind of social comps where you have to depend on connection to win the competition.
I could see that happening because Big Brother's legendary for stealing from sequester.
Absolutely.
Well, if they were going to do like something, it felt like this was going in a sequester direction where the person voted out was going to get a chance to battle back the exact same week and come back into the game, and it was going to continue to rotate like that. Ooh, that would have been some dangerous waters.
And the hacker guy again that looks just like the sequester logo would be the one that comes out and tells people that.
Of course. Oh, and we have a lot of people in the chat. We've got Bonita, Thomas the Talker, Bambi, Deborah. Hello. Do you want me to send you the links? You can pop in here, bitch, because I know you're conspiring against me. Rebecca, Mars, Marty Weaver. He wants to know, Allison, how badly did your head explode? Ugh. Like, really, it's like we said in the beginning, it was really, really high, and then the bottom just fell out, and I'm like, this asshole is going to be HOH. We're going to have to put up his fucking man bun for another week. I can't deal with it. This guy, I just can't. I don't know. I don't know what to say. I mean, the guy sat there and had a nice conversation with Kemi, and then turns and looks in the camera. She walks out and says, I hate her. I mean, he's just a dick. Just a douchebag dick. Sorry.
And originally everybody thought he wasn't going to be cast that way. Everybody thought he was going to be the heartthrob, the hero, the Hayden-esque type person, and we were proven wrong on week 1. He was the villain cast immediately.
Oh, I had it all written down in my draft that, he's just the recruit. He doesn't know what's going on. He's just going to be just like whatever. He's irrelevant. Well, he's playing the game as much as you hate him. He's playing the game. Now, I could do without the stomping mud holes in people. That's kind of ridiculous. This is a bridge too far. But now we're really going to see it because he's shitting himself. Jackson, Mickey, whatever the hell his name is shitting himself. And Christy might be shitting herself too with Ovi, or I'm sorry, is it Avi or Ovi? I'm
Ovi.
Ovi. I'm Southern, okay? Ovi. So with him still in the house, now David's in the house because Jackson had a hand in David going out. Jackson was one of the votes to get Ovi out. So he's got a double whammy against him.
To be fair, everyone was.
Yeah.
And guess who is shitting themselves the most out of anybody? CBS. When Jack wins the competition.
Oh, here's another thing. I know that the jack-offs are shitting themselves because if they had kept Ovi, I think he would have used his power to help them. So they had an advantage there and they just let it go. And now they're like, well, dude, we could have kept him in this house, gotten rid, of Catherine. And it just would have been Catherine and David in there. And it looks like David would be the one to come back. And really the only thing the only person he's really pissed off at is Jackson. Yeah. So there's all kinds of fucked up excuse me.
Yes, live feed. Everyone take off work tomorrow. Tonight is going to be a night for live feeds.
Oh, honey, I don't work the rest of the week. It's Independence Day tomorrow. I will be on it.
Everyone can stay up.
It's going to be a toss-up. Stranger Things season 3 in between the live feeds. So I'll have my iPad with the live feeds, and I'll have Stranger Things on my TV. That's how I'll roll.
Jack can be the Demigorgon. Is that like the creature in that show? In the first season? Yeah, we'll just call Jack the Demigorgon.
He's the Demigorgon. Exactly. Yes. 100%. So
now, I do think, though, back on this live feeds being fire tonight and tomorrow, I don't know with Ovi. Like, Ovi's just that nice guy. Now, if Kat would have been evicted, the feeds would have been fire tonight with her remaining in the game, and that would have been fun to watch and that breakdown. I think David will be more of the one to watch tonight than Ovi because I don't see Ovi. He's not confrontational. He's just Ovi.
Oh God, it's gonna be Jackson sitting there with Dave going, no, it's not personal. It was nothing personal. It's gonna be that on rinse, repeat. Oh, help us.
Yeah, if Ovi doesn't just link up with Nicole and that's it and just stay with her for a few days to watch her sphere of the game, that's what he needs to do to see the other side. He has to just stand by her because he knows that she really wanted him to stay.
Listen, she has surprised me a lot. I was really hard on her during the draft because I thought this bitch was psycho. Okay, reading all her stuff. I mean, if you're scaring the shit out of me, there's something really wrong with you because I am certifiably nuts. So she's just the compassion and being open with him and telling people, look, we're not having a dance off, pants off when Ovi's in the other room crying. What the hell is wrong with you people? I mean, she's winning me. She's winning me over.
Yeah, she has a really tender heart, and Cliff as well. Just Cliff, you could just tell. I know and there's a lot of internet like saying, Cliff's playing with the bad guys, so Cliff is a bad guy. Cliff is not a bad guy. We know. You watch him in the mornings. He is this lovable character that everyone prejudged, and you can only root for something like that, at least right now, before he says something stupid.
Cliff,
I did not prejudge. He's my Houston boy. He's my local. He's here with me. I was Team Cliff Hogg from day one.
Yes.
Morton A&M, go Aggies, gig 'em. I mean, I was always Team Cliff, and I was always, oh no, he's a bigot. No, he's that. I was like, no, y'all are stereotyping. Let's meet the guy first. And he has been my favorite character to watch so far. I've compared him to Shelley. Because I think he's being really sweet right now, but I think he's going to turn on that game at the end because he's smart. He's smart.
Well, Andrew, I think that people hear the Southern twang and they automatically think we hate everything that's not white, and it couldn't be farther from the truth.
No, it couldn't.
It is a stereotype. You know what I mean? So,
yeah, absolutely.
And I thought for sure Cliff would be the first one out, just not because I was stereotype, but I was kind of going the other route of stereotype of he's the older guy and they're going to take the easy way out. Now, they're saying in the chat right now, I guess the live feeds are up, that the ass kissing by Jackson has already begun. And he has already said no hard feelings.
Channel your Casey. Let's go.
Let's go. Or let's roll, rather. Let's roll.
That was a great moment. Good job on Cliff. Good job on Cliff.
Yeah, but I'm kind of. Who do you guys think Jack will nominate? I mean, who? I mean, I don't even have an answer for that.
Emmy. Are you kidding?
Oh, okay, Emmy. But that's a given. But besides her,
Kimmy and Jessica are my predictions, or it's Kimmy and Nicole with a Jessica backdoor.
Okay.
And then there is the other option. They have been talking about it all week. They're all sketched out by what Bella and Nick are doing as a pair. There is a good chance that if they do anything out of line in the next 24 hours, they're going to be the target.
You got to split up those pairs early. I hate to say it. It happened to Cody and Jessica in Big Brother 19. They split them up early. And then Cody came back, right? So, I mean, I just kind of feel like you might, but to me, I don't feel like Nick and Isabella are Cody and Jessica. I don't feel like they're that bonded together. I mean, she was giving him shit about his hair to Kimmy behind his back. I mean, it's just that bowl cut. Ugh. So it can't be that big, Jackson can't distance himself far enough away from Catherine, because apparently he's all about Holly now. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I just don't know. Look, I have a son who is 22, and I'm like, son, don't dip your pen in that ink if you don't want it to write on everything, because I'm telling you, some women, not all women, if you have sex with them, they are attached to you. That's it. And you're stuck in this house and all this is going on. He's not going to get rid of her that easy. He's going to have to evict her. He's going to have to get her out of the house.
I want to know, while they were having sex, how paranoid she was about people conspiring against her.
Or I would want to know how paranoid she was about if she thought she was going to get pregnant or not.
Oh, she just is your dick conspiring against my vagina right now? I mean, that kind of stuff. God, can you get any more paranoid? I mean, I think that she was being, I I hate to use this clinical term, but passive aggressive about it by coming in the room doing it. Like, I think she was joking, but kind of not. Like, she was super paranoid, but she was trying to cover it up with a joke. Yeah, it was funny the first couple of times, but keep it up and yes, we will. I would just look at her dead ass and say, yeah, you won't sit down? Because I'll continue with you sitting here.
Yeah. As a hyper paranoid player myself in these types of games.
No way.
Weird. Right? Yeah, super hyper paranoid player. I empathize with her a little bit, but I just know she doesn't know these games enough to, or at all to know like to keep her mouth shut. Like, this happens. This is how you're going to feel, which is why I feel like more fans need to play, because they will go in understanding a little bit more about how it feels or how it's going to feel or where your brain is going to be when you actually play the big show. And it's just unfortunate that not, because of that, we see terrible gameplay right at the jump here. She's going to learn along the way, especially if she's this perpetual pawn, which it feels like she's going to be. They're going to rotate between her and Cliff. And yeah, exactly. Victoria, almost Spencer, like, as far as I think the availability that she's going to be, taking up a lot of time on that block. And so I feel bad for her because I know that cannot feel good, and she's got to be stirred up and wired.
Oh, yeah. I mean, how do you think like Kemi feels? I mean, she's like, why am I a target? She freaking reminds me of Suzette from Sequester and freaking Big Brother Canada, because she's just so dead ass with I mean, Ovi is sitting there campaigning to her, and you could hear crickets. And I can just remember the night that I got eliminated the first time that I played Sequester in Cycle 5, and I kind of asked her for advice on something, like I needed coins to stay in the game. And like some people were offering them and some people weren't. And she was one of those that was not offering the coins to me. And I was like, so what do you suggest I do? And she just looked at me, she goes, ask other people for coins.
Yeah.
All right, thanks. Noted. Next room.
If I'm not talking to you, it's for a reason in that type of situation.
Yeah, like if I come in a room and you immediately leave, I'm like, okay, we're good. But I mean, but you can't escape. And it's just kind of, I could see Jack continuing to play that game of putting Kemi up. And I hate to bring this up, but it is kind of all over Twitter and the internet, and I don't want to make a big deal out of it. But do you guys think that if Jack did put Kemi up, do you think it has anything to do with race, or is it just, what do you think it is about her? Because a lot of people are playing that card right now.
I have been thinking a lot about this, and like about maybe even answering a type of question like this if you were to give it. And I think what CBS is doing, and it could potentially be true, and I hoped that this is the reason why, is that she openly did spill about Jack and talk bad about Jack and make Jack a target in those first few days. She's been open, on, and honest about it. It's been confirmed throughout the entire game. And if I'm a player in the game and I hear somebody is doing that with my name that early on, yeah, you're gonna cut them off. What he's doing that is wrong is he is just constantly, perpetually, cutting her down beyond game level. And I don't know if it's racism. I don't know if it's just his personality is going to be throughout this game. If there's someone he doesn't like, he's going to cut them down, because people do that all the time in this game. When you want to make an enemy, when you want people to feel a certain way about a contestant, that's what these contestants commonly do. They start breaking someone down, like Alyssa, like Howard, and in lots of these situations, because if they are people of color, we jump to the race card, and that's what Twitter tends to potentially make bigger than it is. When CBS feels like it is a race thing, they have now a precedent of dealing with that type of situation on the show, and if it gets to that point, they're going to do it again. And it just happens that I feel like this has happened much faster than it did with Aaron in BB15.
Yeah, and my take on it is, perception is everything. And do I necessarily think that Jack and Jackson, because I'm going to group them together in this, are necessarily racist? No. Do I think their actions are racist? No. but of the 4 people that Jackson picked, 3 were a minority and 1 was an old man. I mean,
Yeah.
the people that they've targeted have been Kimmy, Ovi. It's been people of minorities and people of color, and it's been people of different ethnicities. So do I think that necessarily was done on purpose, not a coincidence? No, but I mean, you had David, you have Ovi, you have Kimmy, you have Jessica was in that first situation. So perception is everything, not only in these games, but in life. And these targets that they're lining up, whether it's meant as racism or not, can reflect as a little racist.
Yeah, I think Jack's too stupid to be a real racist. I think it's just the people that he's picking. I think that's just what it is. And I think
what is his ethnicity? Is he?
I don't know what he is, but I saw 2 of his mugshots with short hair, and I compared him to the Menendez brothers last night.
And I feel like this unfairly got the ball rolling because after Jackson made his first initial banishment picks, because those were the people that also tried to get the camp director leadership role, the fact that he picked David as the 4th one and David didn't go for that role, that's what got the ball rolling here. And then it just happened that Jack had an issue with Kemi. And so, yes, there's a lot of coincidental elements to this, but it's the personal stuff that makes Jack a jagoff.
He's just I call him aqua dump because he's just shit. And I just don't like it. I'm just so glad I'm not in that house because I would have already flown all up and zipped all around that house on my broomstick.
Bill would be sitting back having a good old time.
Who? Me and who?
No, me and Bill would be having a good time sitting back and watching you and Jackoff go back and forth.
Oh my God, it'd be amazing.
It would just be me constantly rolling my eyes and just like, oh, this fucking guy. I mean, just constantly, because I don't get, he's so full of himself. He's so freaking cocky. I know guys like this. I've dealt with them my entire life. They have, they have nothing to do with me when I was younger unless they needed something. It's just silly. It's ridiculous. And for him to say things like, well, in the real world, I wouldn't give Jessica and Nicole to the time of day or they wouldn't be allowed to talk to me. Oh, bitch, please get out of here. You're nothing. You're not even Aquaman anymore. It's so dumb. You're just dumb. Next.
Thank you. Next.
Yeah, thank you. Next. I can see him going for Kimmy and Jessica. Anelda in the chat, she said, I bet Jack is in the DR right now asking him if he can find a way to nominate David and Obi. I wouldn't be surprised. He's so idiotic. He will probably bring their names up over and over again. Everybody's going to be like, bro, you can't nominate them. Think about it.
Now here's my question.
That's hilarious.
Do David and Ovi try to continue to play the game and push for someone?
I'm sure they can plant seeds all they want because, will it come back to bite them in the ass at the end? Because only one of them. Because you still have to kind of play a safe game because at the end of the day, it might be you that's in the house. And what if you orchestrated or planted seeds to get other people in there with you or evicted? I mean, it's kind of like, how do you do this? How does this work?
So let's look at this twist again from a different perspective, because before Survivor this last season, it was very hard for an evicted or voted out person to have a case at the end. And when we play, that is something that I look at. Were you voted out, and why would you be something more than anyone? Now, does this change that mindset? Because they are still, even though they're voted out, they're actively playing the game. So could they still do resume building things in this time that would make sense if they made it to the end, even though they were voted out?
If you're untouchable, I really don't think it's resume building because you're kind of starting shit and not paying the price for it.
But
if you came back, you still have to pay that price.
That's true.
It's still something. It's better than being in sequester for 4 weeks, not being a part of the loop. And they have a chance to do something that if they were to make it to the end, it wouldn't necessarily be a clean sweep. They could find a way because they have this social freedom right now. 100% social freedom. They can they can change everything if they want to.
Yeah. And I don't know. I don't know. I feel like if I'd been in the house and I was one of the first people out and I had to sit my ass in sequester for 4 weeks, I would drive the producers and everyone insane. They would find a way. Like they would probably come up with a twist like this. Just get her ass in the house.
I can speak from experience on this. She does drive producers and hosts insane.
Well, maybe that's what happened here. Maybe like CBS is like, we're done with keeping these people in hotel rooms. They're driving us crazy. Just let them live in the house.
It's
Something
cheaper.
may come of it.
Budget cuts.
Look, they had to make budget cuts
cheaper.
for Love Island. They had to cut the budget somewhere for this Love Island fiasco.
Oh God!
So they're putting them back in the house.
I truly think that they're setting that up. Love Island has been teased as a cross with Big Brother. I to this day will say that the hype for this season has not been what it has been for the past 10 years. I think they did not do the season justice in getting it ready. I don't think that the hype, we normally know the twist and the theme 5 or 6 days in advance. We knew nothing coming into premiere night. I believe that this has almost been a stepping stone for Love Island, and Love Island's on 5 nights a week now. I don't know. I don't think I like how CBS has handled the season of Big Brother from a marketing standpoint.
Big Brother, remember season 1 when Big Brother was on every freaking night?
Yeah, there's like 270 hours of episodes.
And I was like, oh my God. Like
the live feeds were like $30.
Oh, listen, I didn't even have access to the live feeds. I also didn't have a computer back then. But I remember back when I finally snuck on live feeds at work, like in 2001, you had like one camera and you could only watch what they let you watch. Now you've got the 4K, you got the quad cam, you got all kinds of crack coming at you with the cameras. I mean, people don't know how good they have it now. I mean, there's a true evolution with watching live feeds. And now
I can watch live feeds on my TV.
Oh my God, I can stream it. And then when they cut the feeds, I get to watch a rabbit eating. It's amazing.
And to be fair, when we go back to Love Island, from what I've heard and read, and I haven't looked at my guide to confirm any of this, it says 5 nights a week, but it also says that it's being crossed between CBS All Access and CBS. So I don't know if all 5 nights are going to be on TV or if like 3 are going to be on TV and 2 are going to be streaming only.
Ooh, I couldn't imagine them not putting it all on, because then what do the viewers do that don't watch Access? Oh, that's interesting.
You buy Access.
Did you
Which
guys,
is what they want.
There was another show that was hosted by Kristen Cavallari that just,
it was incredible. Not Temptation Island.
It's something, I can't remember the name. Anybody
I
out
watched
there?
the whole thing.
I watched it with my mom. My mom was obsessed with this show, and I was going over there on Saturdays and watching it with her, and we were having a ball with this show. I wish I'd done at least one show about it. But Paradise Hotel, and they had to couple up. And if you didn't have someone, you were dismissed from the island. And that's very similar to what Love Island is doing, except we don't get someone from the hills hosting it. We get somebody who's, which I don't know.
If you haven't watched Paradise Hotel, the ending was fantastic. It was a great show.
Oh, yeah. I don't want to get off. But yeah, what he,
watch it.
Yes.
It was good.
Thank you, Lord. But you know what? I think they canceled it.
They did. It's canceled. It was supposed to be longer, and they canceled it. We're getting off subject, but watch it. If you haven't watched it.
I don't watch any of that, but I'm sold, Andrew.
You watch it. Well, let's get into some, I don't know, some spoiler stuff. I mean, everything's pretty much up to date. There really isn't anything I think that we can spoil at this point. But is there anything that has happened in the house today or anything that has been going on that we don't know about that they left out of tonight's episode or anything?
So
Cliff couldn't fix a vacuum.
Cliff vacuumed? Oh my God.
He couldn't get the vacuum to work. He couldn't figure it out. He had like a wrench and pliers working on a vacuum. It was hilarious.
Well, he's more into tossing salads. So you know what I mean? That's kind of not his thing. He's vacuum. See, I'm very OCD. If I were in that house, I would be cleaning, vacuuming. I have a fear of stray hairs. I would be I can't handle it. You'd
be like Sam from last season in the cleaning.
Yeah, and then they would have the competition where they tear the house apart, and remember the look on her face? That's me when my son was living at home temporarily last year, and he was with me for 4 months, and I remember telling him, "Don't go in the laundry room area because I just vacuumed in there, and I wanna see how long, you can still see the vacuum lines in the carpet before anyone walks in there," and he's like, "You're fucking weird," and I'm like, "Yeah, I am." But like, I mean, I'm very like, don't leave that. Oh, I don't know. I'd probably get evicted just for being freaking OCD about hair.
They'd appreciate it.
They'd leave it
Anyone
alone.
anyone that cleans is okay for a couple weeks, right?
Yeah.
You'd be okay with me.
Okay.
Yeah, keeping it cut.
I've got you covered. There's not hair falling out of his head. It's already fallen out of his head. What's left is stuck.
So, Allison and Andrew, I think that we would be remiss if we did not do a little bit of a little general talk about Ovi, especially being from the sequester community and him shouting us out and giving us props, and Audrey just loving it. And it was an amazing little moment that you can find on Twitter. Just follow Audrey and you can find these little clips. And here's the thing. When I watched Ovi, I just saw so much of myself in the game.
Yeah.
So much. Like he is, and he just cared so much about being there. And I honestly think he cared maybe more about being there than any of the other contestants, just from the vibe you get from him. And I just want to compliment him because like you might go back and watch this if he is a sequester fan, like Ovi, like, and who knows, but Ovi, like you try and you gave it everything and everyone had your back. People were seancing and manifesting for you to find a way to stay, and look at you now, like you stayed, and we're like so proud in these sequester streets and these internet streets that you get potentially another chance. But not only that, you get to live your dream a little bit longer, to be actually in that house on camera presenting your story to the world. And let me tell you, I honestly think that sequester is a better game for you because it's so fast, just like you mentioned in your shout out. I think you play better. You would play much better and would be able to hide a little bit more in this faster paced game, because where I think your shortcoming was the ability to understand your relationship with others. You had people made you think that they really loved you and cared for you when maybe that wasn't the case. In sequester, you don't have that much time to worry about relationship building. And I welcome you to the sequester community. Please join us. And honestly, we're gonna see Ovi playing it sometime. Like, you just know it. And I can't wait to meet you, dude. Like, if this is the end of the road for you, like, you tried to save yourself harder than anyone has ever tried. And unfortunately, I think you tried too hard.
Yeah. And
So,
it's go ahead, Andrew.
Well, and I have a complete opposite reaction than
That's awesome. Go for it.
I don't think he played that great of a game this week. In all honesty, I mean, look at the decisions and the things that he made. And yes, I don't disagree that he wanted to be there, but I think he was more about the experience than he was the actual like end game win. I mean, let's look at his mistakes. Mistake number one, he ratted out the 8 to the 8. Like, and I get that he doesn't know that 8, but the social awareness of who these people are around and who these people are with, like, he ratted it out to the alliance that had happened. But my second issue is, why on God's green earth would he reveal this power? And CBS edited that so poorly, because on the live feeds, yes, Bill, on the live feeds, Jack and Jackson, they made it look like there was a chance. They ran immediately to Christine, I think it was Tommy, and told them about the power and told them what Ovi said, and made this believe. And if you're a true fan, you should always know, don't tell and spread your powers, because I just don't think that he was, I agree with what you said, socially aware, but I think as a super fan, he made so many stupid, easy mistakes. Yeah. And that's kind of disappointing in my opinion.
Andrew, if you paid attention to what I said, I did not say he played a great game. I said he was socially unaware. He did not know how his relationships were actually coming off to people. And he did he campaigned too hard, which is why they gave him, and I think a little bit trolled him with this election metaphor throughout the episode.
Oh, yeah.
And
His biggest mistake.
that I love the dude. I'm just saying I love the dude. Like, he's great.
Okay, I don't, and here's why I don't. He took somebody's laundry out of the washing machine and put it on top of the washing machine and walked away because the dryer was full. So he left wet clothes outside in the air on top of the washing machine, and that's why I don't like Obi. I'm sorry.
Such an adult and a villain, Andrew. Stop being such an adult.
Bill, I don't do my laundry. My wife does.
That would piss me off if you took my clothes out of the washer and put them on top of the dryer to do your shit. Oh, it's on. It's on. I'm gonna drag you all around this house like nobody's business. That's insane.
And he was my dark horse pick from the beginning. Don't get me wrong. I liked Ovi. I just think he played a really, really bad game. And if he doesn't make the sequester shout out, Bill, do you still have the same love for him that you do now?
Yeah, actually I do. Like, I really fell in love with him because I felt like it was me playing the game.
And I see that. Paranoid, crazy, dumb. Yeah, there's some similarities.
Here we go. You know, I feel like Avi was kind of flying low, just being awkward because he didn't really know how to, because you don't know how you're going to act until you're in that situation. And I think that once he was nominated, I think that's when it started to kind of fall apart and the desperation started to show. And he's going to the jack-offs saying, hey, I've got this power. If you keep me, I will use it on you. Well, how many times have we freaking heard that? That was my demise in Sequester 6 All-Stars. That little fart in the wind, Ethan, sat there, his little drunk ass, telling me he was going to use it on me, and I believed it. And guess whose ass went home? Well, I didn't get home. I logged off because you don't get you log off, you get kicked out. So, you know, and so it's just that desperation, I think, started to come out. I mean, it just, these guys, look, common sense will tell you if you see a group of people hanging out together, they're working together. Something's going on. I mean, not just once.
They're conspiring against you.
They're conspiring against everybody if they're up in that room all the time. And I just feel like Obi-Wan Kenobi, he's such a nice guy. And I don't think he sees the bad in people. And he's not thinking like a gamer. I just think he was giving the benefit of the doubt to too many people. And I just want to go on record saying how freaking stupid were Jackson and who was it? Nick with Jack on the side, Tommy, all three of them cuddled up in the bed talking about their grateful alliance while freaking Ovi is in bed. Did nobody watch Celebrity Big Brother 2?
Mm-hmm.
I would have popped my head up like a whack-a-mole.
Or Big Brother 10.
Yeah. How about Christy, who says, I'm working with this group of people, to Sam, right when she's trying to talk about the veto. And Sam's like, huh? What?
He even goes, oh, we were backdooring Kemi. Because see, now it's all out. It is all out. And this season already, to me, is it's pretty good. And a lot of people might disagree, but usually you have to wait a week or two before you get this kind of drama. But they're already out the gate swinging with it.
Yeah, so, as a TV show, it is good. As a
game player, it's not.
Yeah.
Oh, they're having a house meeting right now, and Nelda said on the live. Oh shit! Oh, here we go. All caps. House meeting. All caps. Jack is saying no campaigning. All caps. Jack is saying no talking about game to Obi and David.
Yes. This is like Sam taking over last season. I'm just gonna do what I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna do what I'm gonna
Jack stated it would be best that no one left in the game says anything to those who are not in the game.
God, I'm gonna get so shit on for that. What an exclusionist bitch. Like, that's terrible.
This bitch goes next and has to sit his ass in that comeback room and take his own medicine and nobody talks to him.
Okay, hold on. So hold on. I'm reading Joker's real quick. And Joker says, Jack telling David they are happy to have him back. 2 minutes later, Jack continues on stating it would be best that no one who is left in the game talks any game with those who are out of the game.
The only thing that'll make this better is all caps booze delivery. That's the only thing that'll make
alcohol,
this better.
Please, Jesus.
There's no way. That's night. They got it the other night, and that was fun to watch. They all got a little tipsy. That was kind of fun. But that's not. I think it's going to happen very sparingly with this cast.
Jackson grabs one of David's suitcases and rolls it through up to the CB cabin.
Oh, you little kiss ass. They are going to crawl all the way up David's ass. You watch. There's going to be line to get up there to kiss it. And Ovi, once again, is going to be sitting up there like, well, I mean, he's not bitter. He's going to get bitter if nobody's, I mean, they're going to talk game with David. Mark my words. They will talk game with David.
Will talk game with everyone.
They're not going to talk.
Jack's not going to stop him. He can't.
These people have diarrhea of the mouth. They're not going to keep it online.
And to be fair, that's what you want when you play the game for a week. David is a fresh perspective on this game. For a lot of people, he's somebody that I would want to just go kind of, hey, can I just be my sounding board for 5 minutes? Because you don't even know if he's coming back.
Yeah.
David is going to get some airtime. Let me tell you, David is about to get some airtime.
Sunday's episode will be David. It will be the David show. I promise. I'm glad that he came in running like he did. I would be happy too. Awesome. I would have come flying in on my little broomstick. I would have been ready to go. Don't hug me. Don't touch me. We're not friends yet. We hadn't had time to be friends because that asshole got me out of the house. I had to got stuck in honey. I was covered in peacock feathers. Fuck y'all.
I'm calling it now, though. Booze deliveries, special food prizes. Watch people try to not allow David and Ovi to have that shit. Essentially Jack. Watch him be like, no, I'm in charge. You're not in the game right now. You don't get these special privileges. Just watch. Just watch.
But I think we'll get more on that Sunday. I think they're going to be on slop, and I think they're going to have cold showers.
Ooh, that would be rough.
I mean, Jack it's just kind of like he's going to turn into Hitler this week. I mean, seriously, it's just going to be Hitler.
It's going to be Cappy BB6.
Yeah, just control. It's going to ad nauseum. It's going to be him in the HOH room without a shirt on. Normally, I'm on board with not having a shirt on. But God, who the fuck gets a tattoo that says, hello, my name is, and it's blank? You didn't put your own name on there. What?
It's because he doesn't know what it is. Is it Jack? Is it John? What's his name?
It's not.
It's Aquaman.
Aquaman? Aquadump, whatever.
Say in my life, you're an idiot. I would. Sorry.
The one thing I want to discuss with you two is the only player that I have of interest right now that we haven't really touched on is Holly, and I know that I don't think Allison was too high on Holly in her thing yesterday. I think that Holly is what we wanted Shannon Elizabeth to be, and Shannon Elizabeth never became. I see so many correlations, not only in looks but a little bit of personality and. What we wanted Shannon to be a little bit more manipulative, and I think Holly is doing exactly that. I say Holly is my one to watch, and the way that she's wedging herself in between Kat and Jackson, it could be the best thing she ever did, or it could be the worst, because if Kat ever wins HOH and she's still in the game, and it's going to get worse, Kat's going to come for her. But if Kat doesn't, which I don't believe Kat will ever win anything, potentially, I think Holly is really setting herself up nicely, stealing the dude and getting the meat shield in front of her. I think Holly is one to watch for the deep run.
I disagree.
Yes, of course.
I don't disagree with the deep run, but my more comparison to her would be a Danielle Murphy.
No, but she's not going. But Holly's not going crazy. Sorry, Danielle. Holly's not going crazy.
She's more of a. I think that she's going to be more of that and let them be her than and the paranoia is going to happen.
No, I think Holly is very level-headed. She's a little bit older. She's 28, and I think she's doing these things. I just hope. A lot of people are saying she's only on this for followers and stuff because she does have a good following to begin with, and I get that. She's an LA thing, but I also feel like she's level-headed enough, and people think she's cool enough where she's going to make it far based on that alone, whether she's winning or not. And then if she does start winning towards the end, if she becomes a player that I think she could be, I think that Holly, she's my winner pick. Like from this first week, I think she's going to win.
But what has she done though? Tell me, you guys watch the live feed. What am I missing?
She's not doing anything. It's perfect.
I'm with you. I'm with you.
She's not doing anything right now. It's exactly what she needs to be doing. Watch.
I think
watch.
Everything you've said, I think Sis is doing it better.
No way.
Oh, the battle of the brunettes. I can't tell them apart sometimes.
Maybe they'll be the final two, Andrew.
I'll just say, and I don't think my wife's around, Sis can eat crackers in my bed any day of the week.
Ooh.
But I think that she's playing the same kind of concept. I think she's playing the same way you're saying. But I think she's doing it even more inconspicuous.
Well,
I don't think any of these are winner picks.
Here's my thought process with Sis. So she's Aquaman is like into Sis now, but Sis is saying she's attracted to Aquaman, but like there's no like real connection there, and I think that's the difference. I think Holly is really going to try to invest a relationship and like make Jackson think that there is something here, if any girl could ever do that, because Jackson is his own man. But I think that because of that, like that's going to be Sis's demise, is that she's not going to make that solid, actual, real connection with Jack, and Holly is going to do that and make Jackson at least feel like it's real, whether it is or not to her. And I think that's going to be super important for her in this game.
But there's no crazy cat in the Jack-Sis alliance.
There is no crazy cat.
My winner pick from day one was Nick, but right now, if I had to switch it after week one, my winner pick would be Bella.
She was my number one pick. Isabella Wong. Yep, she was my number one pick. There's just something about her that I like. I would totally be hanging out with her and Kimmy in the Big Brother house. We would be cutting up. Don't even get it twisted.
Andrew, who would you hang out with? Who would you be hanging out with, Andrew?
I think that, Cliff, because yeehaw.
Cliff. Yeah, Cliff too.
Sis would be eating crackers in my bed. And, but honestly, Sam Smith, I mean, I would want to get the same tattoo so we could drive down the truck and be cool. I think Sam is just a cool ass dude.
I agree.
I like him. I like him too. He's not a base. I would like to hang out with Sam. I'd hang out with Nick. I'd hang out with Tommy, and then I'd be trying to hit on Kemi very slowly. That'd be my plan of action.
I would hang out pretty much with anyone that's not ungrateful, except I like Tommy, and he's kind of a.
I can't do it. But that pisses me off.
Yeah, every time he does his little leg up, I can't even do that.
Hamstring, that's an immediate injury.
Oh, I'm hurting right now just from that little two that I did. It's true.
That's going to be a screenshot I need. That might be the display picture for the
that's the gif of the day.
Of the night. Kim Matina, the queen of sequesters in the
what's
chat.
Kim got to say?
She said Holly is at the bottom for me as far as entertainment, and she said Bill ! Exclamation point. I really thought you had better taste than this.
Oh, come on. You know me.
Love me some Kim Matina. I agree 100%.
Hey, if the sequester world isn't shitting on me, I'm not doing something right.
That's right.
My problem with your Holly scenario is you're putting too much faith in Jackson, and I have no faith in Jackson to be loyal to one person in his life.
And he says he's from Nashville, and he's not from Nashville. He's from a city that's like an hour away from Nashville. I mean, stop saying you're from Nashville. I am 3 hours away from Nashville. Okay, I'm in Memphis, so I can say I'm from Memphis. But if I live in Franklin, Tennessee, I'm not going to sit here and say I'm from Memphis. That's just a Southern thing for people down in Tennessee. You do not.
We do it because there's so many little bitty podunk towns that you have to pick the closest. Like, I technically don't live in Houston. I live 20 minutes north of Houston, but I say Houston. It's a Southern thing. I'd agree.
Yeah. So it's like, stop it. And I don't like Jackson. I haven't liked Jackson since last night, first episode, did not like him. I don't like anyone who comes on and goes, I know how people are looking at me. They're looking at my physique and they just, and my body, and they think I'm a threat. And I'm like, no, I'm thinking, why didn't Jesus finish developing your face and give you the rest of your mouth and chin?
Yeah.
That's what I'm thinking.
I didn't like Jackson from the minute that he was like, I'm not a redneck, as you're shooting skeet with your shirt off in the backyard drinking sweet tea. Like,
you are a redneck.
Embrace it. It's here.
Does it change either of your opinions to know that he used to be the overweight kid and was bullied out of 2 high schools or middle schools, I think, and then got in shape because of that?
Because that makes him a hypocritical mother trucker, because now he's bullying other people, and I have no love.
I was leading you there, Andrew. I was leading you there.
And some people, they were picked on and bullied when they were younger, and then they kind of, they go through the ugly ducking. I can't talk duckling phase, and they actually blossom later in life, and then they actually turn around and they're the asshole. And that's what I don't like. And if that's where Jackson came from, then I'm not on board with it, because I don't get it. I don't like how everybody wants to hop on Catherine. Well, she shouldn't have fucked him. And no, this is a two-way thing. We're not going to slut shame. We're not going to sit here and shame her for sleeping with him. They did it together. If anything, I'm going to shame his ass, because he sat there and he's been having sex with her in the shower, God knows where else. And now he doesn't want to have anything to do with her. I mean, what do you think is going to happen when you do something like that in the Big Brother house? I don't think
any house.
I don't think Catherine is acting erratic about it. I think she's acting normal. He's the one that's being the douchebag. I've known so many guys like him. I've been friends with girls that have been on the ass end of guys like this, and it's torture, and it's not fun, and it's not cute. It's just disgusting and ugly. And then you got guys like Jack Hole, who just think they're God's gift to women, and they can say and do whatever they want. I mean, he really is legitimately two-faced evil. And and he's going to do, and the thing about him is he's predictable. He's the predictable asshole. We all know he's going to put up Kimmy. And for sure, 100%, I'm pretty sure he's going to try to backdoor her ass, because everybody's got to backdoor somebody. Just fucking nominate them.
You're not backdooring, you're not trying, right?
Yeah. Gee, what is the deal? It's week 2. Stop it. Stop.
They heard these words throughout casting, and they're like, oh, this is a big deal. This is something that is a big part of the show. If we backdoor, it's like the massive move. Some of these people that didn't know what it was until then, they're feeding into these big vernacular Big Brother words that they just want to be able to say in the diary room and say that they accomplished when they, eventually get kicked out of the show. Oh, I backdoored someone. They think is like, a badge of pride. No, you didn't win, so who cares?
But this twist kills the back door. You're going to have to do it to their front now, because you got to still live with them after you do it.
Yep.
Yeah, but Dum Dum is still going to sit his ass in the HOH room and talk about back doors. I promise you, he is still going to do it and think there aren't going to be any consequences, because he thinks he's Aquaman. Yep. Whatever. But
yeah, they commonly mistake like the backup plan with the backdoor plan. It happens all the time.
It's just going to be a week of this, and it's going to be interesting. I would like to see someone kind of stand up to Jack and maybe call him on his shit, going, look, I get it, you're HOH, and I get it, how you feel, and but don't be a dick. Just stop.
But Kimmy and Jessica will.
I hope I want to see it.
If he puts Kimmy on the block, she won't be quiet.
Good.
Mm.
I don't think.
From feeds, she's been talking to Nicole and Jessica and saying they just don't know me yet. They're like, they believe that I'm a very quiet, shy person, and she says that is not the case. She says get ready. So she's already like warning us as an audience, like, get ready, get ready.
Kim is already hitting the wine. She said exactly. Oh, no. Show them the front door. Let's call it the 2-finger plan. Kim, oh Jesus. We're hitting it hard already. What time is it? 5 o'clock where you are?
I feel like there's so much I could say to that, and I'm gonna pass. But I feel like Kim has been using the 2-finger plan for a long time.
Kim, we know all about your 2 fingers. We get it. We know where they've been, and we're not sniffing them. Okay.
I don't want to know where they've been.
Yeah. No.
Sorry, I'm sorry, Kim. I'm sorry this is happening to you.
Kim Matina. Oh, Lord have mercy. Well, I think that's about it. Unless you guys, I guess I'll ask, who are your, as of tonight, I always end the show with, as of tonight, who is winning Big Brother in your opinion?
Yeah, I mean, I stated earlier, and I don't think, Andrew, that I would pick her to win or want her to win, but I do believe that she's in the best spot. I choose Holly as my winner.
Mine's a toss-up, but I'm gonna go. I'm actually gonna switch. I'm not gonna go Bella. I'm gonna go Nick.
Nick. Oh my gosh, my number 1 has been Bella, but now I'm kind of on the Sam Smith train. I go back and forth between him and her. I just feel like
he's at the end. He gets the votes. That's true.
Yeah,
but he's gonna be the social favorite threat, and he's not gonna get to the end.
Yeah, that's another thing. But if I had to pick, that would tonight. But that's just me.
I don't think Sam should have won the first veto.
I honestly don't think he should have used it. I get what he did for Cliff, but at the end of the day, I think they would have voted Kat out. I don't think they would have voted Cliff. I really don't. I mean, seriously. I mean, because they could have brought him they could have replaced that number, the Kat, in that. Well, wait a minute. Is she ungrateful?
Kat is not ungrateful, no.
Okay, then fuck that. No, they would have gotten rid of her. That's nothing. No.
I don't know if they would ever not. The vote would have been close.
Yeah,
if Grateful votes it, that's 6, and that's enough to send Cliff home. And I think Cliff is better for his long game than Opie.
I mean, that bleeding heart, though, for people who have kids, and look, I get it. I really do. And you get in there and you kind of gravitate toward the parent or the mayor. Like, you kind of gravitate towards what you know. So I understand that. And Cliff's a great guy, but you also have to think at the end of the day, he's such a great guy. If I'm sitting next to him in the final 2, he's getting that check.
No, he's an easy guy to take to final 3, and then he doesn't win those 2 competitions.
Oh no, listen. Let's not get on. Let's not stay. I don't know. You never know. You never know. I'm a little pipsqueak. I'm 4'11". I weigh 98 pounds. You never know what I'm capable of.
Mars said in the chat, I love it. Kat isn't ungrateful, but Jackson is in Kat.
Did I say that? Oh, that. No, I didn't. But yes, Mars. The quote of the night. We always have someone say that is the quote of the night. Kat isn't ungrateful, but Jackson is in Kat. That's it. I don't really think there's anything else to say. We're going to leave on that note. I'm good with that.
Good spot.
I want you guys to come back. I'm going to hit you guys up in the future.
Me too.
Just so
this has been fun. Thanks for having us.
I love having you guys. Mr. Tyler will not be available every week. So because he's a big time photographer now. So whatever. And so I'm going to need to bring people in and see what we can do together. And I think it's fun. And I love having people on from the sequester community. I think it's
anytime you'd love to have me, I would be happy to be here.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that.
And whenever he's here, just put me on the next day.
Okay. I'm going to really have to think about putting you 2 bitches on to conspire against each other. I can just hear it now. Bill's going to be like, okay, I'll come on the show. Is Andrew coming on? Because I feel like he's conspiring against me. I feel like he's just the opposite of everything I say.
Not a thing. I am.
I love it. Well, guys, thank you so much for watching. We will be back Tuesday. We don't cover Sunday show because let's face it, Sunday's a filler episode. It's just Tuesday night. So we'll be back Tuesday for our live feed kind of episode roundup of what's going on in the house Tuesday at 8/7 Central. Please subscribe to My Weekly Meltdown on YouTube. You will get notifications for when we go live. Also, you can like the Facebook page, @MyWeeklyMeltdown if you kids do that thing anymore. So you can follow me on Twitter @Summers, SOMMERS 1977, Instagram, the.memphis.darling. And as always, I gotta plug this guy. Please follow Finley, my kitty cat. He mauled my face like a tiger after this picture was taken. That's when he was a baby. But anyway, so please follow Finley on Instagram. He's got 95 followers, and I'm just trying to get him to 100. And it's Finleys_Insty, FINLEYS_INSTI. And Bill, how can people find you on social media?
Yeah, the only way I would say the best way, and the only way would be Twitter. My handle is @ZootyMcBooty, @ZootyMcBooty, and yeah, I'm just gonna end this with the Sam intro, gun fingers.
Yeah, you're gonna have to spell that because
Yes.
I love my fans and followers, but they can't spell for shit.
All right, cool. So it's @ZOOTY Zooty, MC Mick BOOTY Booty. Zooty McBooty.
Andrew, how can people find you?
You can't. I don't do Twitter. I don't do Instagram. I don't do Snapchat. I have a Facebook, Andrew Gibson. If you really want to talk to me, you can add me on there. But yeah, I'm just not a big Twitter person.
Yeah, Catherine would never follow you. She would never even date you. You don't have any social media. What are you thinking, Andrew?
Yeah, no, I'm not a big Snapchat, Twitter. When you get married, that kind of changes a little bit.
Yeah, like my Captain Obvious is what I call, because he doesn't want his name on the bitch, please. So I call him Captain Obvious. He doesn't do, like, he has like Facebook that he never does anything with, and he just gets on there and trolls people, which is kind of what I do.
I do a lot on my Facebook, and I think I have a Twitter to like look at people like Bill, like for my sequester. Yeah, I think it's @AJGibson0418. Is what I think it is, because I used it a lot during the sequester days when I was more active in hosting, but I just don't use it that much. But if you want to follow me, yeah, @AJGibson0418.
Yeah. So again, thank you guys for watching. We appreciate it. We'll be back Tuesday, and we're just going to leave on the note of, Kat is not in Grateful, but Jackson is in Cat. Good night, people.